Welcome back, gods and goddesses, to the Gifted Goddess channel, where I channel my gifts for the collective, and I encourage you to not only seek your gifts, but to find meaningful ways to employ them in any way they are the Most High deemed fit. Welcome back, collective. Remember, if this channel or this message found you, you are in divine alignment with it, and you were meant to receive this message, as divine timing is always at play. Something about divine timing is significant. As always, December 5th could be significant. You could be in a position where you feel like you have to defend your honor. Okay, honor is significant. 1414 could be significant. That could be a confirmation number for someone. But thank you for tuning in, tapping into the energy. If you're new here, welcome. We welcome you with love and light. Heavy protection in the energy. Okay, so protect your energy, protect the things, stand up for what you believe in. You are heavily protected at this time. Your offspring, lineage, passion projects, everything attached and linked to your purpose and destiny is protected, so you have no worries. Okay, somebody needed that confirmation. Someone's name could be Journey, Vincent. T is significant. Also, names or things that start with B. I'm hearing BB. Yogi is significant. You could drink tea, or the letter T, E, A could be your or someone who this resonates for. Initials. I'm hearing Ernest, Earl, Ernie, names that start with E could be significant. Okay, let's tap into the business end of things so we can get that out of the way so we can focus on the message ahead of us. Okay, so things could be coming up ahead of you. You're being reminded that you are protected. Okay, some form of chaos. I did see 5-4. Usually 504 indicates for me spiritual war. Okay, but what I'm getting is with 5-4, and then I saw 5-4-3. Okay, towers are coming down. Okay, this spiritual warfare can't continue, so it must, come to an end. All things come to an end. What goes up must come down. So let's handle the business end so we can tap into the energy, and I don't have to do it at the end. Okay, something about prioritizing things in its correct order is significant. Let's focus. So a few things I have to let you guys know on the business end of things, right? Have to do my due diligence. I have available for you some materials needed to stock your book bag with on this spiritual journey in your spiritual class and your gifted class of ascension, right? So we have all the necessities, and I'll be coming out with more things soon. So first and foremost, I have the heart work journal, which is essential to the healing. Okay, as we know, the heart is at the center of our life, right? It is also the center of our healing. It is the epicenter of all life force, chi energy. So a blocked heart chakra or a heart space cannot sustain life, just as a unhealthy heart cannot sustain life. Okay, so we have to maintain a healthy heart, quite literally and metaphysically, right? So undoing and removing those emotional blockages and trauma that keep your energy stuck and stagnated, not allowing you to ascend to your higher self, which is crown consciousness, Christ consciousness, opening that third eye to tap into your star player, right? If you want to be the highest version of yourself, you have to embody the Most High. And the Most High is what? Love. Okay, so if you have a blocked heart chakra, you can embody and embrace love on all the levels you need to. So you need to do some healing around the heart space and unblock those emotional traumas, those blockages, okay? So tap into that. I will link all the things down below. All my journals are easily accessible. All my journals are easily and readily accessible through Amazon. You don't have to contact me. You don't have to wait for third parties, none of that. Um, you can just order online, see when it's coming. Everybody's used to Amazon. So, quite a usual medium is what I'm hearing. All these things I'm saying are significant. Do you have on your thinking ears, collective? Okay, it's going down in the energy already. A healthy heart is essential for the healing journey, getting onto your path, moving forward to your purpose. All the links and the things will be down below, readily available on Amazon. The next journal we have is the download journal. If you receive divine downloads, you are being guided at this time to document them in a detail oriented fashion to decode and decipher them more clearly, okay? So D's are definitely significant. Anyone's name in this energy can start with a D, first, middle, or last initial. You are being guided to document everything, okay? You know what they say, if it's not documented, it didn't happen, okay? So, documentation is key. That's why journaling is key, okay? So, with your download journal, you want to definitely describe in full detail your downloads in this journal, okay? Ample space for that. There's prompts in there to help you remember things more clearly and to clue you into things you can look out for the next download, okay? Okay, kind of like my readings. If you listen closely, you can kind of hear what's going to come up next in the following readings, right? Last but certainly not least, we have the Dream Catcher Journal. At this time, I am being guided to heavily express or communicate the journals. Someone definitely needs to journal more detail oriented things. Okay, 5:55 a.m. as I say that. Changes are significant, and with change upon you, right, you're going to be going through mass changes is what I'm hearing, and you need to document everything so you can kind of keep track of things, okay? Um but the Dreamcatcher journal is a journal for you to decode and decipher your dreams, right? Some of us have prophetic dreams. Some of us have dreams that pertain to ourselves. Some of us have dreams that we have to share with the collective. Whatever may have you, not everyone will be in the mediumship realm, okay? But your dreams are definitely a peek inside to the unconsciousness or the subconsciousness, as Freud would have said, right? I'm seeing Albert Einstein as well. So you could quite literally be a genius and you can be called to tap more into your dream state to unlock the other levels of geniosity is what I'm getting. Okay, so we only use allegedly 10% of our brain. Perhaps you use more. Perhaps you use more when you sleep. Someone is an astral projector in their sleep, and you're being called at this time to document everything in your dreams because what you may not realize is you're dreaming of things to come. You're dreaming of things that are occurring. You're dreaming of things that are occurring spiritually in your energy or things to come spiritually in your energy, right? Heavy on the journaling. It's definitely been an essential part of my journey, so I can attest to that. That's why I was called to make these journals, I believe, to help the collective. Not I believe, I know, to help the collective on your path of ascension, right? also manifesting, right, things into reality or understanding the spiritual. Oftentimes we have to write it down and see the physical manifestation or representation of that. Okay. So documentation is definitely key. So we want to document very detail oriented. I'm being guided to express that so much. I can't express that enough. 4:30 could be significant daytime. December 5th, like I said, could be significant 9:24. You could be any of those signs. So that's January. So Capricorn, Aquarius. I'm hearing all the signs, okay? Beyonce, Virgo significant. Aquarius, 4 is what? Aries and Taurus. Pisces. Okay. So any of those signs could be significant. I'm hearing June as well. Friday could be significant for someone, okay? Someone's birthday could be in December. I saw 12:04 as I looked at the timer. Okay, nothing. Okay. So document accordingly. Channel. Okay, you could be channeling through your dreams. Okay. If you are a medium or a channeler, you channel through different ways and you might not be picking up on all the ways you're downloading, quote unquote, or channeling things. That's why you're being called to journal so heavily, because you are definitely receiving messages from the Most High Source, Spirit, angels, ancestors, guides, guardians. Guardianships could be significant. And you're not picking it up because you aren't documenting. Okay. So you're not picking up the pieces. Okay. You're not able to put the pieces together because you're not documenting. That's significant for this message as well. So let's tap into the message, right? You're being called. If you don't know, if you haven't been here, I drink tea daily, right? Most days I drink yogi tea. I drink all types of tea. And yogi tea comes with messages. So you I was guided to share 2 messages. They were kind of sitting out as I was getting ready for this reading. If you don't know, in my older readings you can see the T tags, something about T tags. I'm hearing toe tags. Let's not get let's not go here. That could be significant. The T tags are usually in an envelope that's called What's the T, okay? What's the T could be significant. Those cards could be significant for someone. Maybe I'll get those next. Ooh, stay tuned. Find out on the next series of Batman, okay? Batman could be significant. The Joker could be significant. This is having to do, anytime I channel Batman or the Joker, that lets me know we're in a narcissistic type of energy, a mental health type of energy. So the 2 that were sitting out for me, for you guys, as well as one of the letter beads. The letter B is significant. 4 B's. Okay, so 4 women could be in this energy, or 4 low vibrational energies, entities. You know, we call them Louis over here. LV could be significant. I'm hearing you getting into your bag, collective. Watch that video. You're in your bag, okay? In your bag means in your purpose, aligning, stepping into that star player energy, okay? The 2 T tags, I was about to say toe tags again. Here we go. Buckle up, Buttercup. We're on the magic school bus. Let's go. You know, Miss Frizzle always got a side quest and a contract is what I'm hearing. That is not what I was trying to say. If spirit, he gonna use you in any way he deems fit, okay? But use your head. The first T tag from Yogi, you could have saw the monks today or yesterday. The monk march for peace. I keep seeing that in my mind's eye. Red could be significant. You could have taken an oath of silence. You could have went within. That's giving me hermit mode, okay? To embrace your path, and you're on your spiritual journey like a monk. Okay, so you went silent to the chaos, the outside drama, the outside energies, and you've embraced your spiritual walk quite literally for peace and purpose in your life. Congratulations. Forget everybody else, collective. That's what we meant to do. I love you for tapping into that energy. Thank you for dedicating yourself to your path, your purpose of ascension, because that raises the vibration of the entire earth and planet, right? So shout out to all the light workers in the energy. Okay. 2 T tags. Twos are significant. TTTs are significant. So 3, somebody's TT, auntie could be significant. Okay. Somebody could be Spanish speaking, okay, of Spanish descent, okay. Maybe you don't speak Spanish, but you have Spanish descent and you don't know it. Puerto Rican, Mexican, I'm getting. But forgiveness is an act of consciousness, is what the first T tag says. And the next one says, use your head to live with heart. So you're being guided at this time to be forgiving, embrace love, as I spoke about earlier. That's why I went on that rant. That's not how I usually open up. Embrace love, be of the Most High, be forgiving. That doesn't mean you entertain these energies that you had to pray away from or get away from on your spiritual journey. You know, on this path, you are often shown who and what cannot ascend with you. So remember that, okay? Spirit showed you the things. You've seen all the labels on everybody. I'm seeing the fine print on medications. You've seen the side effects. So something about medications and side effects are significant. I'm seeing heart medication, blood pressure medication, diabetes medication. I'm hearing spiritual medication. That's giving me mental medication, like mental health medication. Reading the fine print is significant. I'm hearing coexisting. Okay. So you might have coexisting diagnoses, like dual diagnoses. Thank you, Spirit. Also, what I'm getting is with coexisting, that gave me something else. I'm hearing you are coexisting with something that shouldn't exist in your energy that ends today, now, or soon. Okay, so whatever you have been having to coexist with as you get on your spiritual path, you know, we are put through a lot of trials and tribulations to make sure you're built for this path, for this journey ahead, because where you are meant to go, don't see it as a negative, right? It's hard to say embrace it because, you know, towers and experiencing things that aren't so pleasant. It's hard to say embrace it, but understand that it's happening for you, not to you. And there's more up ahead. Okay. So you have to kind of shed all these layers, shed all the people and places and things that do not serve you so you can get ahead on your journey. I'm seeing you being like pushed on a shortcut, 606 on the time as I say that. 842 is significant. You could be a Leo, Virgo energy, Leo, Virgo, cusp. I almost said legal. Okay. So let's get into this message. Speaking of legal, great segue. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. Okay. 29 is definitely significant. The 29th of a month could be significant. That could be someone's birthday. 2-9 is 11. So changes in the energy, new beginnings. Okay, I'm seeing the Fool card, new beginnings, embracing the Fool's journey. Okay, starting anew. Anywho, somebody was a fool in this energy. With legalities, I tapped into and channeled this some time ago. Okay, somewhere in early December, this came through, and this is significant. But I do as I'm told and deliver the messages in divine timing. It's up to Spirit when they come out, okay? So I receive them. You just gotta trust the process, collective. This is goddess math, okay? Divine instruction, okay? So trust that I'm doing what I'm doing. Please do as you're called to do. We all work in tandem, okay? It only works if everyone plays their part. Courtroom chaos is breaking out. Definitely significant. So you could be experiencing this. This could be past, present, or future energy. Different people are on different parts of their timelines, so it may resonate in different places. Remember, take only what resonates and drop what doesn't. Someone can have a cat. My cat is meowing. I don't know if you hear him. I don't know what's going on with him. Something is magical. Something is magic. My cat's name is Magic. Don't ask, don't tell, okay? Something about that is significant, okay? Burning blue. Courtroom chaos breaking out. Yeah, I'm seeing generals in my head. So the general has been notified. Reading could be significant for you at this time. 2212, as I said that, okay, heavy balance in the energy, new beginnings, balance in different areas, okay, with 3 2s, I'm getting balance in 3 different areas, 2 to 3 different areas. Family is significant, relationships, jobs, health, wealth, and abundance, balance coming through, okay. Maybe one of those areas you need to balance more than the others, like you've balanced some of them. With there being 3 2s and a 1, that's letting me know you need to balance something else out in your energy. Like you've done well balancing most things out, but there's one little thing you need to balance out more. Don't take it as a negative, just see it as an opportunity for growth to be your best self, okay? That's how you look at challenges and opposition. This family was oppositional in your energy. A family having to make another plan due to this courtroom chaos. A group of mean girls. I'm seeing, well, is this 4 Bs? How many sides are there to this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 Bs. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm hearing a cult or coven of women. Okay, and this can just be simply a collective or consortium of women with a defined goal of coming against one person, a group of mean girls, okay? The movie Mean Girls could be significant. I'm just hearing don't start no ish, won't be no ish. That could be your ancestors coming through. I didn't channel that. That just came down directly. I've never watched Mean Girls. I'm seeing the girl. Is that Emma Stone? Is she in there? Don't even know. I've seen a few memes. Memes are significant. Mean girl memes. Maybe we'll use that for this. We'll see how it goes. Also, please note that my thumbnails are divinely guided as well. So the pictures that you're seeing on the thumbnails for my YouTube channels are quite significant as well. Somebody needed to know that. Right? So go where you're called. Maybe you need to scroll through and go where you're called. Play a little game with your intuition. Scroll through my videos and see where you're called to go. Despite what it looks like on the surface, despite the title, go off the thumbnail. Somebody's being tested with their intuition. But a group of mean girls came gunning for the top dog. Top dog law is significant. I didn't know he was in multiple states. I thought it was just my state, honey, my town, my city. That's significant to this story, is what I'm hearing. Somebody was telling a story, child. Somebody's name could be Story. Astoria could be significant. Is that New York? Storylines are significant. I'm hearing people running with the same storylines, but something don't add up. Okay. They should have checked their stories against each other's. 611 is significant. Let me tell you something. This is the second message. I channeled another message where I saw all the numbers ending in 11, like 811, 711. Now I'm seeing 611 and 611 a.m. So you're getting new beginnings in different areas and abundance in your spirituality, okay, in your stability, in your finances. I'm hearing 411, information and relationships, okay? Knowledge, 411 is information, so that's knowledge, right? Leveling up in all these areas, so you have to balance out. So 511 is what I kind of skipped over. So yeah, you need to balance out changing something up in your energy in your life. Perhaps it's your intuition, tapping into your intuition, balancing that out. Diet, food, exercise, fasting, whatever. Um, it calls for, read the labels of food, okay? Do better with eating is what I'm getting. Trust me, I know I'm on that road with y'all too, so don't feel alone, okay? But we're being called to do our due diligence to get further on our path. But this group of mean girls came gunning for the top dog. Law is significant. LAW could be someone's initials. Wall. Okay, someone is AWOL. Heavy on the military of things, right? So definitely spiritual in nature, spiritual warfare definitely significant. I'm hearing the generals are out and the general has been notified. Somebody needs to watch that video. Okay, but law just also gives me justice and judgment cards, okay? So, yeah, justice is coming through quite literally if you have a court case in the physical realm. This could be spiritual court, and justice is raining down on these people spiritually. Spiritual jail could be significant, okay? And that's why I'm hearing people are in sickness and not in health. Okay, so you will see that that might be someone's divine justice or judgment. Okay, you might. I'm hearing unaliving and endings are too easy. Some people are called to live and suffer a long, long life suffering. Wow. But this family's having to make another plan. I'm seeing C names are significant. I'm gonna say C. Someone's a seer. You could be a prophetic seer, dreamer, astral traveler. You're gifted for sure if you're here. So you need to document accordingly so you can figure out what all these gifts are, okay? Gifted classes will be coming soon, okay? I'll probably do that as a paid membership. We'll see how it goes, okay? But this toxic family full of zombies in this town of clowns are now known, okay? So somebody was heavily on some clown-ish, okay? I'm just hearing da 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 the clown music. That's giving me the Oracle Fairy. She used to say that someone can have pink hair, brown skin. If you haven't checked out the Oracle Fairy, check her out, honey. I haven't listened to her in a while, so maybe I'll tap in and see what's going on with the things over there, okay? Something about, I'm hearing she was a fairy. Okay, so you just have a very magical fairy-like energy. And this toxic family were like zombies attacking that. A clown town is giving me it, dairy, the town dairy. Dairy could be significant. You might need to cut out dairy. Child, if it's one thing to cut out, if it's one thing that's hard to cut out, it's cheese. I'm seeing smile cheese. Yeah, someone is getting, I heard framed. They tried to frame you and blame you, but they tried to frame you, but this picture is getting reframed. These storylines are getting dispersed with the truth. Okay, so somebody is spreading the truth now. Someone knows the truth within this dynamic, and the truth is uncovering the lies. Okay, it's being enlightened. Okay, but they tried to blame you for everything. All Her Folk came out, and that's either a series or movie. I haven't watched it, but that's what came up. So someone could watch that. Someone could be called to watch that, including me. But these people are all pointing and lying, sounding like little kids. It's all her fault. Now we know that's some kid games anyway. Something about circuses, clowns, it The clown is significant. What's his name? I'm hearing periwinkle. Can't think of his name. Peas are significant. Names with P. The color periwinkle could be significant. Chrysanthemum flowers could be significant. Ooh, peace lilies. Peace lilies are significant. I'm just hearing you now. You know what that means. Those are flowers typically sent to as funeral arrangements. Okay, so somebody is going to have to be making arrangements soon because these people all lied, blamed you. I'm hearing shamed and blamed you. Now the truth is being uncovered, acting and sounding like little kids. Somebody uncovered the truth. Now they're pointing the finger at each other. No one to blame but themselves. No weapon prosper. You know what they say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No one ever said the weapons won't form, but they won't ever prosper. So none of their weapons prosper. And yeah, the movie Weapons could be significant. We'll be channeling that here soon, okay? None of their weapons prosper. You survive their war games with self love. That's it. So they're thinking you're magical, right? Well, they know you're magical and they know your energy is magical. They think you probably tapped into all types of, I'm hearing sorcery. I'm seeing the magic genie lamp. Genie from Aladdin, the blue one, not Will Smith. Will Smith could be significant. Agent Smiths are significant. Notification. Thank you for confirmation. Someone's name could be Alicia Smith Stone. All that significant. Capricorn significant. AB is significant for initials. Someone could wear a hat. Someone's in disguise, hat and sunglasses. Someone is in disguise trying to cover themselves up, trying to disguise the fact that they were diabolical in your energy. If you can't tell, it's my favorite word this week, diabolical. Trying to cover this up by any means necessary, by any way they can, covering these things up, okay? So this is small town energy. There is a small town that is quite treacherous, and basically like the goal is to make it out of the town, okay? So a lot of things coming up in your energy, trying not to get you to prosper, but you survive their war games with self-love. They think you're doing the sorcery of the things. Meanwhile, you embrace practical magic, okay? Yes, that reading could be significant. Practical magic. Practice your practical magic, okay? You don't have to do the spells and the casting of things. Just love on yourself. Open your heart, heal yourself, do the journaling, do the things to open up yourself, tap into your energy, know thyself. Someone can have ancient Egyptian lineage, okay? Heavy Osiris, Anubis, Autumn, okay? If you know, you know. Check out Truth Be Told Podcast 33 for all the enlightenments of things. All roads lead to Egypt. So somebody definitely has ancient Egyptian ancestry in this energy, okay? Looking down on this, yeah, I'm seeing golden ancestors, golden energy. Ancestors popping champagne, honey. Something about popping bottles is significant. I'm hearing you'll be celebrating and congratulated soon, popping bottles, okay? Also, these low vibrational people could be the people who like to pop bottles and overindulge in the bottles, okay? Popping pills, doing the things, okay? And yeah, this isn't looking good, okay? So you survive their war games with self-love. Unfortunately, collective, they're not focused on ascension, purpose, that none of that. They're focused on remaining stagnant and low vibrational in their childish energy. And I'm just hearing, Toys R Us kid. I don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid. Someone saying it could be Jason, J-A. AJ could be significant, always in my energy. Hello. But they just love the drama. Now it's escalated quickly. Since they like drama, they will have a drama-filled life. That's giving me Days of Our Lives, Passions, again, small town energy, Child Stefano, which is diabolical as hell. Somebody's name could be Stefano, Stefan, Stephanie, Stevens could be significant, okay? Steven. Okay, S names in general, first, middle, or last. For you, this family, relative, friend, lover, whoever this is in your energy, is quite the consortium. A round table affair is significant, okay? Affairs could be significant. All the things are coming out. Did y'all just hear my cat? I thought it was a person whining and moaning. Okay, but now things have escalated quickly. Medical issues popping up. That's a sign. And with my cat moaning like that, it just sounded like someone moaning out in distress. Okay, so someone could be quite unwell medically, internally. The hearts, the kidneys, the things, okay? Ooh, I'm just getting multi-system organ failure. If you don't know, I was a funeral director in a past life or a past timeline. You decide, okay? Anyway, that's something that happens that people unfortunately suffer from and pass from, okay? It is quite I'm hearing debilitating disease what someone has. It's just, yeah, I'm seeing people on breathing machines, aspirators, not a good scene, okay? Crutches. A lot of medical issues popping up for a lot of people. People's arms in casts. These are a sign. So you might be wondering, or you might not even, hopefully, you're not thinking about anyone's karma or what's going on with them, especially if they were upsetting or rude to you or diabolical with you. But an indication is medical issues popping up for you. That's one of your signs. Now, not everybody with a medical issue is experiencing this. This is specific to people in your life who you know have been unfairly unjust to you and oppositional in your energy. Someone could have oppositional defiant disorder. ODD initials could be significant, first, middle, or last. I am not a licensed professional. However, I know a few things about a few things, okay? Don't let me take you to psychology class next, collective, okay? You just never know what class you're going to end up with, Miss Frizzle. I need a new class name. Comment down below what my class name should be, my teacher name. Okay, definitely been trying to come up with that. So you could be trying to desperately link and desperately lock in with your higher self and figuring out what that is for you. We are all on this road with you. Do not feel alone. We encourage you and send you all my love, light, and support. As long as you're in the highest vibrations, of course, right? And align with your highest self of love and light. Something about alignment is significant. The consortiums are significant. Some things were misaligned, now it has to be realigned for your success story, okay? So heavy on the underdog success stories coming through. Dogs are significant. Who let the dogs out? Dog messages are significant. Look at the things. Ooh, where will you land in the energy? Where will you land on the channel, on the page? Let's see. Checking those intuitions. Are you tapped in? Things have escalated quickly now, collective. Now, collective, it's escalated quickly. Medical issues popping up, that's a sign. This is directly linked to addictions as well. So, liver failure, right? If you're doing overindulging in alcohol, pills, that affects the kidneys, the liver. What did I say? Multi organ system failure. MOSF. That's giving me most deaf. Okay. His last name is Bay. I believe he's Islamic. I don't know which one, maybe, okay. That could be significant. Is it Yasin Bey? Comment down below if you know Mos Def's real name. Anywho, moving right along. Understand this is not your fault. This is their justice for being aligned with all the wrong low vibrational things. So if you're operating out of your root chakra, succumbing to addiction, right? Everything in moderation, right? Some things should never be touched. But okay, so someone is heavy in addiction. I'm hearing relapse. Someone could have been using the big H and relapsing, right? I'm hearing someone's going to have to take care of their kids. Okay, so heavy on addictions, people being in their ego. People can have addiction to substances, money, power, sex, whatever, right? So whatever they were into, they have things that are directly correlated to that. Okay, I'm hearing this eases. This is significant. I said that in my last reading. Wow. Okay. But you're being reminded this isn't your fault. This is directly linked to their actions, specifically their addictions to being harmful in your and other people's energy. Addictions, your addiction of ascending, right? So whatever you focus on and feed, that's what you grow. Okay. So if you feed enlightenment, prosperity, success, wealth, pouring into yourself, love, health significantly, what you pour into is what you get. So be mindful of what you're ingesting is what we're being called to study, listen to, look more into. They were addicted to your energy. So now they'll be forced to watch you ascend as they have to battle other things, right? So since they spent so much time, thank you, Spirit, for bringing it full circle. Full circles are significant. Full moons are significant. This is something you didn't know or didn't see, weren't aware of because you were so focused on what you needed to do. But since they were so focused on your energy, okay, they fed you more energy to ascend further, draining their own energy. And also, since they were so focused on your energy and not aligning with their path, they will stay misaligned while you're realigned with everything that's meant for you. Okay? Life is too short to argue with family. Laugh out loud. Somebody could put that in all their messages. Like, who's laughing now is what I'm hearing. Now they realize you're someone they don't want to lose. I'm hearing the song Mike Jones. Back then, didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. So someone's name could be Mike. Someone's name could be Jones. MJ could be significant. MJA could be significant. AJM could be significant. Any mix of those letters, JAM, something about jam is significant. Something is major. Somebody's mom, MA, could be significant. Maj. That just remind me of major 44. Okay. So now they don't want to lose you. They underestimated your capabilities. Now look who's laughing now. She who laughs last lasts the longest. They played the game and lost. Game Boy is significant. The group Cat's Eye could be significant. Don't ask me, collective. We're just here. I'm doing my due diligence. This is Goddess Math. Don't ask me. Game Boys could be significant. Video games, okay? This could be someone who plays video games. This is a male energy who is quite literally in their boyish energy. They didn't put away the childish things, so they are not a man, and we will not call them that. We'll call them a Game Boy. You're just a Game Boy. I ain't thinking about you. That's giving me Beyonce energy. Virgo significant. Now they want to say, I'm sorry. Now they so sorry. Xmas could be or could have been significant. So X is in the energy as well, and I'm getting more than one, okay? X mas, so more than one X. Somebody speaks Spanish for sure. Gabriel. Making ends meet. Now they're trying to make ends meet. Now they're trying to make it make sense, collective. The math ain't mathing. Their storylines is played out. I'm hearing their story lies are played out. And now they're being asked to make it make sense. Well, you said this, but so and so said that, but none of that makes sense. And the collective really don't act like that. And this is what collective has said. And now I'm seeing collective ascending, and collective really ain't down bad or crazy or, a liar, cheater, skank, whatever they was calling you. So what gives? Now they're being asked to answer the questions. I'm just hearing, oops, my bad. Now that everybody want to act clueless, okay? Someone's name could be Stacy, Alicia. Thank you for confirmation. Silver could be significant. Silver pieces. I'm hearing silver thrones, silver stones. Okay. So look at that confirmation. Okay. So they were throwing not only stones, honey, but metal stones, and silver is synonymous with the moon energy. Okay. So heavy on the illusions, projecting. They were projecting illusions, okay, throwing silver stones of illusions. Silver, Judas betrayed Jesus over a couple pieces of silver. What was it, 30 pieces? A mere penance. So this could possibly just be due to money, as always. It's quite dumb. As you can hear, I'm quite uninterested. I always say, if I have a problem with somebody over money, that's the most menial thing. Like, unfortunately, it's just about money. I wish it could be something more important. But now now they're being tasked with putting together their own pieces. They won't have you around to help them make ends meet, put together pieces, whether it's coming off as you are or were in a people pleasing energy, helping people along on their path, on their journey. And wow, that's definitely significant for someone. That's a significant part of your penance or your harvest or what you're receiving is what I'm getting. But because you were in this energy, you reap the rewards of that. So that wasn't in vain, okay? No good deed goes unrewarded is what I'm hearing. That needs to be the saying instead of unpunished, okay? But their no good deeds won't go unpunished. They will have to figure it out themselves. They won't have the peacemaker around. They won't have the healer around. They won't have your enlightenment, your knowledge, your wisdom, your energy, your support, all the things you provided. So just know that removing your energy is just enough. That's enough practical magic. You don't have to do the sorcery, the spells, speaking negatively on people, wishing them bad luck, doing return to senders, 88 on my charge. As I say that, you need to recharge, but your abundance will recharge you, okay? We shall know them by the fruits. We shall know them by their fruits. So the abundance and inheritance you are about to reap will speak for itself, okay? So let a hater hate. That's what their job is, okay? You heard what Cat Williams said, heavy on the Virgo energy. KW, that WK should be significant. This could be a work-related situation. RK, WR, KR, any of those are significant. RW. I'm hearing wrist right. Okay, you could be a writer or do something with your hands, wrists, something about that significant. Watch, heavy on the watcher's energy, okay? But they won't have you around to make this work for them. I'm hearing now they want to make amends, okay? While you're making fertile ground, soil to grow prosperously, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through with that roundabout closure energy. So Closure is just around the corner. You're rounding it all up. Weeds are significant. Somebody could be a smoker, or what I'm getting is, I'm getting a heavy smoker. Someone could have locks, but weeds are not necessarily always a bad thing, but that's what Roundup gave me. Someone could like to show weeds. HBO could be significant. I'm hearing hobo. They could have called you poor. They wanted you homeless and a beggar. Vagrant energy, okay? And they wanted you suffering and struggling, and now they'll be made to suffer. Yeah, I'm seeing the crying emoji. Heavy on the affair, outside children could be significant. Oh, honey, they're having to sit with it all. You don't just get to be diabolical and act like it don't happen. No, you get to live with that for the rest of your days. I'm seeing a card in my mind in the Panther Oracle that lets me know we'll probably be going there soon. Okay, but yeah, someone has definitely, illness is significant. Okay, so while some people might live with this illness, this might take some people out with us having funeral arrangements. I'm just hearing back to back to back services, okay? I was unfortunate enough as a child to attend a double funeral. That is coming up in my energy a lot, or just back to back, okay? So be prepared. Just know that it's not because of you, it's because of them and their addictions to anything negative that drew them in. So now you're putting together the pieces, is what I'm getting, or this message, these messages that you're hearing from me, other readers, other things you're seeing, tapping into your intuition. Okay. Look for the things that you're guided to go to, journaling about your dreams, your downloads, doing that hard work, doing that shadow work, okay? Specifically the hard work, to clear up your energy. This will help you see clearer and make those connections, okay? So you will be making bigger and better connections, right? So understand that you are destined to be prosperous, right? To receive the land of milk and honey. You will be making bigger and better connections. Remember, God only removes to replace with bigger and better. He wouldn't strip you of anything without the intention of replacement. So someone now has the intention of replacing you for your loss. Definitely the Most High, Archangel Michael in the energy. I'm seeing AJM. Okay. Backwards, that could be MJA. Jamaica is significant. Places that start with A: Atlanta, Arizona, Arkansas, J, M, Missouri, Michigan. Okay, so take what resonates, right? Kings don't fold. Somebody wasn't a king. They were still in that boyish energy. And okay, I'm hearing your King of Wands is coming through, King of Pentacles, King. Okay, so the Emperor is coming through, because I was about to just go into all the kings, and we know all the kings is the Emperor Hierophant energy. Okay, so yes, you have that coming through as well. So Christmas was a sign, or you got a sign from this person during the holiday season. Christmas in particular, the holiday season video could be significant. A young lady wearing all white, gifts. Any video with gifts in it could be significant. Okay, so you're receiving a multitude of abundance for your pain and suffering. Somebody could be suing for pain and suffering, or it would be justified if you did. Okay, choice is yours. But yes, you're making fertile ground. You're making fertile ground soil to grow prosperously. People will need to learn to process the grief of losing what they thought was you. So, as I said, the process of grief will be significant. Somebody will be grieving soon, unfortunately. I don't wish that on anyone. I hate to report that, but it is what it is. 643, significant. Could be an angel number someone needs to look up. They will definitely need to learn to process the grief of losing what they thought was you. So this whole time they're attacking the person that you were. You weren't even in your highest form yet. You didn't even ascend yet. You didn't even get your feet barely off the ground yet. And they hated and tore you down so much, but they only stripped you of the ego and the things that were meant to go anyway, the people, places, and things that weren't meant to come. They illuminated that for you, that they too were not meant to be on your path. So you let them go. Okay. So understand that you will be replenished. Okay. Parched, I'm hearing all parched mouths will be replenished. Someone was thirsty in the energy, out seeking attention anywhere they can get it, instant gratification anywhere they can get it. I'm seeing exes, mothers in particular. That is weird. Okay, so you can have I'm hearing dichotomous relationship. You can have a love-hate relationship with a mother figure, older sister, sibling, aunt, I was going to say uncle. Mm. You could have someone like a male and feminine energy as well, who, you think likes you but doesn't. Or, yeah, I'm seeing male friends that you surround yourself with in feminine energy who are combative, who are competitive, and you think these are your real friends. Honey, anybody that's competitive and trying to do you better than you, be you better than you, not the type of energy person you need to be around. Somebody's getting a divine do-over. Check that video out. Are you listening, collective? Are you tapped in? Will you do your due diligence and listen to the things and go where you're called? I'm hearing only time will tell. We shall see. So this energy is bound to come to a close. I'm hearing any day now. Only time will tell. Okay, they're exhausted from trying to keep up this persona, trying to keep up this storyline that they had going on. They really thought this was going to work. Skipping around, singing and dancing in the rain. I'm just hearing la di da di dee, la di da, la di dee. I'm just hearing do 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 do, like someone skipping and singing in the rain. Jean, someone's name could be Jean. Gene Wilder could be significant. Golden Ticket, Willy Wonka, significant. Check out the things, collective. Okay, but you'll be putting the pieces together. I'm trying to help you. Help me, help you, help me, help you. Okay. But now they'll learn. Now they'll see. Okay. You weren't all they thought you were. Okay. You weren't all you were meant to be yet. Heavy on this military energy. Heavy on the yet. You still had growing to do, but you were addicted to growth and ascension while they were addicted to past player energy, is what I'm hearing. Playing games, being manipulative while you were ascending. So now you get growth and ascension and heaven on earth and all the things, and they get what they thought was so great. Excuse me, confirmation, bro. So they remain stuck in the same cycles in these lower timelines with these lower vibrational people. Honey, they're going to stay at the shallow end of the pool. Somebody definitely needs to check out Truth Be Told Podcast 33. I did a pool analogy that you need to hear possibly. Someone could be a swimmer. Someone could be a swimmer or a deep diver. AWWA, Washington could be significant. I'm hearing Ottawa, Canada could be significant. Rivers, you might need to purge, or what you find. Yeah, it's going to be a heavy purging. April showers bring May flowers. So April and May could be significant going into June, going into the rest of the year. But what I'm getting is with the showers, you're going to be purging a lot. Okay, especially if there's multiple endings and things, right? This cycle has to close out. So, water always flows towards the lowest point, towards gravity, towards the gravitational pull. The universe will have its way. The Most High will have its way. certain things are destined. And as long as you're doing what you're called to do and doing what's right, nothing can stand in your way. Nothing can stop you but you. Okay? So be mindful of your health. You can feel exhausted. You might need to get out, exercise more. That's why you're being called to be mindful of what you're putting in your body. Getting appropriate sleep as well. Something about circadian rhythms and cycles being thrown off. Right? Yours might be thrown off intentionally for a time. I'm hearing cycles, menstrual cycles for women. Menstruation, okay, beginning for some. Okay, so you might have heavy periods, literally, right? Periods of releasing. Okay, you're being called to embrace it, deal with it, seek the herbal remedies, okay, the teas and the things. I'm seeing hibiscus. Spearmint is good for hormonal issues that come up. Also, blackstrap, molasses. Look into a recipe for that as well to balance hormonal things, the estrogen of things. I'm seeing clove tea as well. Just teas, okay? Teas are definitely significant. Somebody's name, first, middle, last, can start with a T. Hearing Thomas. Thomas the train. Trains are significant. The person, they will have to grieve who they thought you were, who they thought you had become, only to find out you were just getting started. Your feet haven't even lifted off the ground yet. Your wheels were just turning. You haven't even started your ascension. And they tried to pull you down. So they'll have to learn to process the grief of losing what they thought was you, the persona they've become accustomed to. You're no longer in that timeline. You're no longer that person. You've elevated. You have arrived, honey. You have elevated, and they can't figure it out. Welcome to your new timeline where you embrace yourself and the journey. Some numbers that are significant: 152, 281. I feel like I'm calling out the lottery. 105, 323, 684, 520, 145. All signs are significant because this is a whole lot of people playing on your top. But I got full stops, and now they're being stopped. Okay, the fools have been stopped. Rest assured, nothing else can stand in your way. A whole lot of people playing on your top, but God got. The consortium got played like an accordion. Since they like pulling the strings like they're in some sort of quartet, Spirit is saying, get on stage and play the tiniest violin for them. So, with that being said, collective, I wish you all the best. May you always come and go in love and light. Seek purpose, not just paychecks. And always, always, always do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And until next time, peace, y'all.